Are you one of those people that think you need to be a coder or a developer or a tech genius to run a successful tech startup? In this video, I will dispel this myth and tell you 2 things that you need as a non-technical founder to run a tech startup successfully. Let's go. Hi, I'm Nelly Yusupova, CTO, Startup Tech Advisor, and creator of Tech Speak for Entrepreneurs. And for over 18 years, I've been helping non-technical entrepreneurs avoid costly technology mistakes and help them gain the skills that they need to become more capable and confident entrepreneurs, which helps them be more brave, take bigger risks, and seize more opportunities. There are a lot of entrepreneurs who want to build a tech-based business. You're probably one of them. Whether it's a mobile app, a cloud-based service, or a social sharing platform, or simply extending your business with a technology component. And most people think that you need to be technical to run a successful tech startup. And I get it. When we think about a tech startup, we almost intuitively decide that the founders of these companies are tech gurus or coders or hold computer science degrees. So it's easy to fall into that trap. But let me ask you, is every founder who has run a successful tech startup technical? No. StyleSeat, Dell, Tinder, Airbnb, Etsy, Groupon, Living Social, Fab, Guild Group, LegalZoom, LinkedIn are all companies that were built by non-technical founders. In fact, Reid Hoffman, the co-founder of LinkedIn, studied philosophy in school. I'm using these companies as examples because they are so well known, but there are thousands of other entrepreneurs that are out there who are running tech startups as non-technical founders. And you could actually create never-ending fear or self-doubt or imposter syndrome, and it can create a lot of unnecessary stress if you hold on to this belief that non-technical founders can't run successful tech startups. Don't use your lack of technical skills as an excuse not to work on your startup idea or to give up on one if you've already started. Don't let fear and self-doubt be the obstacle that's stopping you from bringing your idea to life. If you have the right mindset and the right skill set, you can be equally as successful as the technical founders. Remember, if you want to build an app, your goal shouldn't be to learn how to code it. Your goal should be to learn how to build the right team and implement the right processes to execute your idea and bring it to market as fast as possible so you don't miss the market opportunity. So, what do non-technical founders need to know to run a successful tech startup? The number one thing non-technical entrepreneurs need to be is tech literate. This means that you'll need to learn some fundamental tech concepts. You'll need to know what some of the jargon means. You'll need to understand the best technical processes and how to easily identify when things are going wrong, how to spot those red flags early enough before it costs you a lot of time and money and energy. None of that takes a computer science degree. You don't have to know how to code. You don't have to become a developer at all. As a non-technical person, you should be able to rely on your tech people to make technology and software recommendations. That's their field of expertise. But if you're tech literate, you'll be able to fully participate in the conversation. You'll be able to understand the whys and the hows of the recommendations that are being made. And you'll know that you're able to make the best choices. As an entrepreneur, you don't want to feel what it feels like when you go to a mechanic when you know nothing about cars. You will literally believe everything they tell you. Yep, sure, fix it. Or it'll cost how much? Oh, sure, that sounds fair. Quite a few past Tech Speak graduates ended up firing their CTOs and developers after the training because they realized that their tech gurus were not guiding them in the right direction. The only way to know that your tech gurus are guiding you in the right direction is by becoming tech literate. When you know the fundamentals of tech concepts, you can better communicate and understand developers. You'll be able to ask the right questions and understand why certain technical decisions are being made. You'll be able to fully participate in the discussions and not just blindly trust your tech people, which is always a recipe for disaster. So you'll need to learn the tech landscape, programming languages, databases, API integrations, and how things fit together. You also must know all of the parts that make up your app and how to access them. The code, the server, the logins, and all of the services that your apps use. I teach tech literacy to a lot of non-technical entrepreneurs, and I see an almost instant transformation in entrepreneurs once they become more technically literate and see how all of the pieces fit together. The confidence that exudes from them is so uplifting and inspiring. This confidence will not only help you communicate better with your tech team and reduce miscommunications, it will also help you attract better technical hires because you will now understand them and their needs better. It will help you attract investors and maybe even open up opportunities for you. One of the past TechSpeak attendees was able to get into an accelerator without a technical co-founder, which was a requirement, all because she was able to confidently express how she was going to work with the technical team and execute her vision. Another past TechSpeak attendee went from zero knowledge of software development to winner of Startup Weekend in 1 week. Because he knew how to communicate the idea and the vision, he was able to convince other technical people to join him on his journey, which is so super important as a startup founder. You will also be able to see the world through a different lens, make connections that you otherwise would have missed. Being tech literate will literally open up a whole new world for you. The second ingredient to running a successful startup as a non-technical founder is this. Once you're technically literate, then you must educate yourself on the latest and most efficient processes that should be used to manage developers. Do you want to use the lean startup principles? Do you want to implement agile methodologies? What kind of culture do you want to implement? The answers to these questions will help you determine how well your team will meet expectations and how well they will execute. Establishing a good development process will help you manage your developers efficiently, even as a non-techie. And please don't rely on developers to come up with a process. Most developers are not managers and they hate process or might not be familiar with the latest methodologies that you want or should be using. Most developers just want to write code. They don't want process. They don't like process. They don't know process. It's just code, code, code. That's what they're trained to do. Your job as the leader of the company will be to constantly learn and evolve and optimize all of the processes in your business, and not just the technical ones. Because every improvement in your process and team communications will have a great impact on your company's efficiencies, the speed that you work at, and ultimately the bottom line. So to summarize, your job as a non-technical founder is not to learn how to code, but to decide on processes, set goals, set priorities, and motivate the team. And that's a very, very valuable and necessary skill set for your startup to be successful. Okay, let me ask you, do you really want to keep thinking that you, as a non-technical person, can't run a successful tech startup and risk never giving your idea an opportunity to make an impact on the world? Or do you want to get the roadmap and learn the necessary skills? If you want to learn that you can bring your idea to fruition or how to improve your existing product development process, then watch the free 3-part video series that I've set up. I'll include the link in the description to learn the process that I personally use to manage development teams and projects, which will teach you the latest processes that you should be implementing in your startup. Do you want to learn the skills to become a more competent and confident tech entrepreneur? Then make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new episodes are released. See you in the next video.